Good morning, Rich. It's May 12th, Wednesday morning. I was just recently asked to show how to mix some two-cycle gasoline for the weed whacker, and also to show how to replace the wire on a spool. So that's coming up. Stay tuned. Next, I'll show you how to spool and put wire on a spool. Obviously, this spool, you can see that there's no wire here. It broke, so that's got to be replaced. Coming up. Here's a quick note on removing the spindle. Here's a tool that is supplied, which fits into a little hole here, and it basically comes down and locks into the as you spin it. Now, to take it off, you have to counterclockwise unscrew the hub, and that's that. Put this aside, make sure that you do not lose that, and that's that. So now you have that removed, and we're going to go to the next step. Here's the housing that contains the spool, and to remove it, you need to basically stick your thumb under here. There's a little clip right there. Very easy to do. I'm doing it one-handed, so it really shouldn't be that difficult of a job to do. But anyway, I'm going to remove it the best way that I can here. But anyway, we'll get to it. I need two hands because it's wobbling around. Once this cover comes off, as you can see, there's these clips that go on either side. It's removed, and on the inside, you'll see a spinner, and it's basically spring-loaded, has a spring in there. And that's where the spools are going to get, or the wire is going to get spooled around, which I will show you how to do that in a second. But what we want to do first is, you see how there's all this grass in there? You want to make sure that you clean that out with a little toothbrush or something, just to make sure that that you're maintaining it, and nothing's going to get hooked up or caught on that and cause you to have to stop and do it over again. Okay, this is after cleaning. As you can see, there's quite a bit of debris and grass and gunk all over the thing and inside it. So you want to make sure that this is all, you get all that stuff out. That stuff can cause some hang-ups with this process, or this machine, or these machines. So it needs to be clean, and it's something you get used to doing every time you change the wire. There you go. Okay, here's the process that I use for replacing the wire. This is it's about 0.100, 0.105, between 0.095, the thickness I'm talking about. Now here's the process that I'm going to be using for spooling this. So first thing, I need to measure out enough line. We're going to have two lines, but I like to measure it out this way. This is how I do it. This distance right here, this amount of wire wrapped like this, is about 12 feet for each strand. But to simplify things, I wrap it like this, and then to make sure not to let go of it like that, but it's a little bit tricky, but you get used to it. Once you untangle it, then you can come back over here and grab your clippers, find the middle part, pretty easy, and cut it. You're left with two parts, two strands, which you can now separate. There we go. And this length is 12 feet, and the other one is 12 feet. You need two of them. We'll start spooling in a second. Okay, so here's your spool, and this is the inside of it. It has a spring there, has two grooves, and this is where we're going to wind the spool, and I'll show you how to do that. Inside of each of these lanes, there is a hole where the wire will be able to fit in. So here's the end of the wire here. I'm hoping you can see this. I'm just going by some references here, and anyway, you need to feed this into the hole, and there's only one way that you can feed it in. And once it's fed inside, so what I like to do is there's a little groove right here. So I like to start out with the top where this little groove here is right here, because there's not one on the bottom end, but there's one on the top, and it makes it stringing it very easy, because once you string the first one, you can put it in the slot there, and it'll hold it. So now that's fed in this way. We bring it back in this direction here, and we just start winding it. This is a very simple process. Not a lot of thought goes into this, except that you want to make sure that it's not too tight, but that you're winding it correctly. Okay, then we get to the end right there, and that's your first side right there. That's the holding thing, right? The little slot holds your wire, so that when you get to the next one, you don't have to worry about holding it. So we'd go about it again. So we go same thing, find the little hole, put the end in here, make sure that it slips inside. So it's slipped inside. Now I turn it around. Now notice how I turn it back over this way. I'm not feeding it, I'm not doing it this way. I'm going around, I'm making a loop like this. And again, we're just hand winding it. I hope that you can see this on the camera, because I am in the middle of weed whacking here, so I just thought I'd take a minute to videotape this, as somebody was asking me, how the heck do you chew this? And it's very simple. It shouldn't be really much of a problem. And that's it. That's pretty much, there's your wind. So I'm going to go to the next step here and show you how to put it back onto this spindle right here, but that's going to be another shot. Okay, so we're at this point right here, and at this point it's very simple. We have the spindle here, and we need to put this in here, and inside of these two slots you'll notice that there's the parts where it sticks out, where the wire feeds out of the spindle. So we need to carefully place this spindle in here, and I'm moving it here. This is in place now, right here. I hope you can see that. That's that. And then we do this. Now we're at this point, we can release this out of here, and we can feed this into this side of the, and there you have it. You're pretty much there. You want to be, now we need to put the top back on. So we line up the two slots here. Okay, this is the correct way. My thumb is still holding on to it here. I line up the grooves in here, and you should be able to hear it click in, and there she blows. That's it. What I like to do, I just cut a little excess off. I just cut off the just the excess off right here, And there it is, and I'm going to show you how to put this thing back on. It's very simple. Don't over tighten. It's clockwise direction to tighten, which is a little bit different because the machine is designed so that as it's spinning, it's not loosening up. So refer to your manual with that, but I'll show you how to do that. Okay, last part of this operation is to place this and to replace it, to put it back together. So here we have these two parts. This needs to, the gear needs to come in up here. And by the way, you can see that the top of this gear, there's a slot in there which lines up with this tool here, which locks it into place, which helps you unlock it and screw it back in so that it's secure. Now, once I have it here, I basically just slowly screw it back on right here. This is all it takes. Look, no big deal right here. Not just one-handed. No big deal here. Up, it caught into the here, and now I'm tightening it. That's it. Do not over tighten this. You're done. This is it. That's how you replace the spindle on that. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you see how it's done, and rewatch the video and check it out, or let me know if this was any help for you. And please subscribe.